So our customer actually has a data center that sits about 140 miles away from Atlanta. So we built a DWDM ring to that customer. And then in New York, they sit in New Jersey actually within their data center. And we built another DWDM ring to that customer in New Jersey. And then they were already co-locating with us inside of Columbus. So what we then began to do is, we sold them on this network 1 gig of MPLS between the sites to build out their own private backbone on top of ours. And these actually came down into here. And then at this site, they have a unique set of applications where they're doing a lot of faxing, a lot of voice traffic, a lot of those types of things, but they're doing it for the consumer side. And so we have Sonus infrastructure sitting here in New York and here in Columbus. So we plugged into our own network with DS3s and fed. They had switches. This is a customer switch here. And actually their devices, customer servers rather, we actually fed their servers directly with those DS3s here. We fed their customer servers here with DS3s. We fed them here. So we took over their voice. We were now their carrier for all of their 800 in their term. We provided their backbone. We provide backup out of Columbus and out of New York for them. And then what we said was, let us take all of our co-location with you and convert it up into cloud. And we'll pair it up with your existing infrastructure in New Jersey and in Atlanta. And then as those systems age out, we'll start moving those up into the cloud too. So we took some in the neighborhood of 300 servers and virtualized them. And then sat them next to a variety of Sun and other closed systems that we could not virtualize to give them the best of those. And we just took them all into our cloud. So now this site's been virtualized. Their WAN has been put on top of our backbone. The backup's being provided by us. We're doing SANA and Ethernet all the way to the edge. We'll allow anybody on our network, and it goes back to our heritage of selling directly to these carrier customers, carrier vendors. They require of us to be neutral in the way we deliver things. Otherwise, we're going to make all of our customers upset. So they have other vendors outside of us that we allow them to bring into our network and drag it back to their various locations, including our cloud. Whoever the other carrier is on the other side of that transaction, we allow them to bring it in as if our network was our customer's network. We don't move the pricing up because they're interconnecting to somebody else because that service is being delivered by somebody else. It truly is a carrier agnostic, carrier neutral network, which gets into another point that we had talked about, is that we have these relationships with these municipalities. One of them we'll use as an example is New Albany, Ohio, which was the first municipal private-public partnership that we did. This network is a series of 96-strand fiber rings in and around the village. Well, what they quickly found out is that the value was more than just the glass in the ground. They had to connect it to something to be able to bring out-of-market carriers, out-of-market customers, locate them in this village that had a ton of great green space to develop, a group of innovative leaders, but they couldn't get these guys to move to the village because they needed the interconnectivity like a New York or Atlanta or a LA would have. So what we did is we brought in a DWDM network, which while the technology is neat, the real thing that made the deal work is that we were carrier neutral. We actually encouraged all of our vendors and all of our customers that were carriers to get involved and sell in market to all these customers that either were located or were thinking about locating into New Albany. Even more than that, we were able to take various points on our network, let's say Boston, have those customers inexpensively buy a loop back to our network in New York, and then bring it across and drop it in New Albany for them and let it be so that it was very easy, very seamless, very pain-free, and very inexpensive. One of the other things that we've advocated is the customer actually can own the access. So no longer do you get the large incumbent building out a SONET system, building out fiber systems to the prim. Now they own those systems, and if for whatever reason you don't want to use their service anymore, you're in trouble. You don't have a way to connect to the other parts of the world. You always have to go through them. So what we said is, look, we're carrier neutral. Our charges will always be the same whether you're connecting to us or you're connecting to another carrier. We are totally agnostic. It's our commitment to the village. It's our fiduciary duty. We have to do it. And so what ends up happening is the customer can buy their access from us and use us as a virtual cross-connect platform to connect to any other vendor there is on the planet. And then if that vendor, for whatever reason, and them don't work out, they can, within 5 or 6 minutes, move to the next vendor. And really, it puts the control back in the customer's hands and takes it out of the vendor's hands. So, these are the things that we're bringing to those municipal networks. It's how we're tying it back into our overall strategy of delivering cloud and managed services. It's how we're differentiating ourselves. I mean, this is truly one of the standoff differentiating features.